The Hawaii State Coalition Against Domestic Violence is releasing findings from a new report on intimate partner violence and who it's impacting here in the islands. Joining us now with more is their Executive Director, Angelina Mercado. Aloha and good morning, Angelina. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
What do you hope that the community will get from this new report?
Well, we always get asked by our community partners and media folks like you, why are the reasons that survivors don't leave? So we hope that this is a report that will enlighten the community about the many intersectional factors that influence why somebody in our community might not leave an abusive relationship. It takes a really deep look at the intersections of housing, economic insecurity, and public safety and public health reasons why survivors may not leave their abusive relationships.
Yeah, so educational to see how those influence these situations. What are some of the findings that you folks got through this report?
So really interesting that we got, so first of all, we asked residents in the state of Hawaii in all of our counties, and so we learned that 18% of our residents of those who were surveyed experienced physical violence or threats. So that's really important to learn about what the threats were. And then 20% are actual survivors of coercive control. So we've been learning a lot about coercive control in our community, but we didn't actually have a lot of data to back that up. So this is one of the first reports that actually has findings on coercive control. We also learned that 28% of those who were surveyed in our LGBTQ community experienced intimate partner violence, and then 28% experienced more violence during COVID, and then 31% of the LGBT community who were surveyed. And then this is actually something that's not surprising, that is consistent with data that we've seen from the Department of Health and from our domestic violence fatality review, that 31% who responded are Native Hawaiian and 24% are Filipino. So these are the highest ethnic demographics in our community, and so that's an alarming number for us in our community, that we really need to pay attention to those who are the indigenous people of our community and the biggest ethnic group in our community.
Yeah, some heartbreaking findings there. Is there anything that you found that was most surprising?
Yeah, so we really found that verbal abuse tends to be, earliest in our findings, and that it happened a lot in our LGBTQ community. So we in the community, all of us, right, in terms of criminal justice response, police reports, we see a lot of physical abuse because it's the most evident, but we who do the domestic violence work, we know that intimate partner violence often starts with verbal abuse, and it often starts earlier, and it starts with our youth. So we're seeing it now, we're seeing the hard numbers, and we're seeing it in our LGBTQ community, and that is one of the reasons why our recommendations, one of the 9 recommendations that we have, is to do a lot more work in the LGBTQ community and a lot sooner, because it's a gap in our services. And we're seeing that there are younger people who are experiencing intimate partner violence, and there are people who are within a lower economic tier. And that doesn't mean that because you learn less income, that you're more likely to be abused. It's because you earn less income, that you might have fewer options to leave an abusive situation, because you may rely on your partner for your economic means, like housing, childcare, etc.
I want to get a little bit more into that housing insecurity, financial insecurity.
Yeah.
How does that affect these kind of situations?
So we know how hard it is in every single one of our counties to find housing and to find affordable housing. So what we've heard, and we've heard this anecdotally throughout the years, but we have also, part of what this survey was to do one-on-one interviews with survivors based on these findings, the initial findings. We then dug further and we did one-on-one interviews. And what we learned is that survivors rely on their abusive partners' families for childcare. So we know that childcare is inaccessible. We know that it's not affordable, it's not consistent, and we know that they rely on their partners for housing.
And what impact does this have on survivors?
So that means that survivors have a really tough choice. They face homelessness. So it's a tough choice of, I don't have the means to get a full-time job because I don't have access to childcare. The school schedule is 7:30 to 3:30. So am I going to patch together 2 jobs? And then will the fact that I have to patch together 2 jobs and I don't have consistent housing mean that my abusive partner is not going to take me to court? Because then that means that I'm an unfit parent in the eyes, that they're going to make me seem like an unfit parent. and then they're going to continuously drag me through the court system, and that's a civil matter, and then that becomes private court bills, and then it becomes another way that an abusive partner will bankrupt a survivor. And so they rather just be there watching their child and be in that relationship, and that's literally a quote in the report, than having to leave that partner and become bankrupt and not have any money.
As a parent, I just can't imagine being in that situation, and you have to sympathize. It's just so heartbreaking to imagine the many of those that are in our community, especially those who have financial issues. It's just so heartbreaking to think about those situations.
It is. And we can do more in the community. I think there's a systemic response that we recommend. But one of the calls that we have at the coalition when with our partners is, there's also a level of community accountability. If you know the people in your lives who may be in these types of relationship, part of the report is, why do people stay in relationships? But what about the people in the community and those in the relationship who are causing this harm? What can we do to hold them accountable if their partner doesn't want to take them to court, if they don't want to call the police? What can we do to hold them accountable?
Yeah, well said. Wonderful ideas. Thank you so much, Angelina, for all you do with the Hawaii Coalition Against Domestic Violence, all the hard work, and I hope that this can get through to many of our community stakeholders, that we can do something about this, because these people need our help, right? They need to get out of these situations. So appreciate all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.